football, so FC Leopard have to give him that.
So who will be in the continental football?
Kogalo, my friend.
When was the last time
with the current performance?
When was the last time FC Leopard featured in continental football?
That should have been like 6 or 7 years ago.
And when was the last time Gor Mahia featured?
And what did they do there?
No. Just answer the question. No. Answer the question. You've not answered the question. You know the good thing is he said 6-7 years ago to FC Leopard. Now just answer. When was the last time Gor Mahia featured?
It should have been like maybe 3.
Not 3. They only lost the title last season.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. They only lost the title last season.
Yeah.
So the year before they were in continental football.
No, during that moment, I think there was some controversial league decision because there's some controversy decision, and I don't think if
I think Kenya was stopped from featuring in the because of the FKF Rangos. I think sure.
They didn't participate.
Absolutely. Yes. But anyway, I told Charles congratulations to FC Leopard because it's been long since you guys won against Gor Mahia.
It isn't not long. It was 2023.
This is 2025.
2025.
Those are in football. Do you know in foot how many? Do you know in football a year? In football,
it's 365 days.
A year is so long in football, bro.
Hold on. I know I'm forcing two Ogalo goons here, but I'll handle them when it comes. Okay, let's start 2023, right? I think between that 23 up to now, that should be like 6 matches or so. Those last 6 matches, I think FC won once, and then Gor Mahia came and won twice. After that, it went in draws, and then FC have won. So I think it's a balance.
So after, it's not a balance. I guess.
No.
One win in how many games, Rogers?
No, let me go to Msema Kweli.
Yes, let's
Rogi.
go. Starting facts.
Rogi,
let me go to
your data is skewed.
No, it is.
Let's go to the data.
Let's go to the data. Let's go to the data because last weekend's win, I think it came after.
This was the 98th Mashemegi Derby,
absolutely.
right? And when was the last time FC Leopard won a Mashemegi Derby?
I've told this was in 2023.
Now give her. You're having the fact in your hand, so give her the fact.
I'm going to check it.
Yes, check away. And give her the fact.
Right away.
The last time FC Leopard won a Mashemegi Derby.
And even as we wait for the Mashemegi, the current top of the table tie going on between Kenya Police and FC Leopards. Currently still 0-0 at Kasarani, 18th minute. So
all right.
Whoever wins that match will have an upper hand to go top of the table.
Not whoever.
Basically for
not
police.
Whoever.
Police,
sure.
If we manage to win.
Even a draw for them.
Yeah, even a draw, they'll go top.
Just say Police, not Ingwe.
But if Ingwe win, they'll go joint level. And they have a game in hand.
Even Gor Mahia have a game in hand.
No, right now.
They have played 11 games.
Now Gor Mahia is 1 game, FC is 2 games. Get 2 games in hand. Same to Kenya Police.
Okay.
So let me try and check the
last time FC Leopard won Mashemegi Derby, bro.
I know you're pushing me to the wall, but that
give us the data.
It is here to stay.
Okay, give us the data because we can also look for the data.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to go back to Google thing.
When it's taking time, it's not there.
It is there. It is there. You get yours, I get mine. We share the notes.
I'll be the referee here.
KPL.
That's
here
right.
It is. Okay, here it is. I've gotten it.
Yeah. When was the last time?
The last time FC won the
Mashemegi Derby, that is.
It was in. I've said it was in 2023.
And what's the data saying?
It's actually in 2023. It was 1-2-1. That was in May, on May 14th. And then Gor Mahia came and won 2 derbies in a row. That was 2023 October 7th. And then they came to...
What was the score?
It was 2-0. And then Gor Mahia came and win again. 2024, April 21st, Gor Mahia won 1-0. And then this following derby, it ended in a barren draw. That is on 30th March 2025.
All right.
And then the following derby ended in a 1-1 draw. That was in 2025, June 2nd. And then what followed, FC won the derby.
And then in overall...
So I've told you, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
But you are...
No.
It was in my head. I knew.
No. What we were saying?
It was a balanced equation.
What I was saying, and I was even telling Charles before you came here that FC Leopard haven't been doing well when it comes to big games, and that's why the reason why you find that it's taking them over 20 years to win the Premier League. Because one of the reasons.
Is it 20 or 38 years?
1998.
27. She'll be 27.
It's 27, like 27 years, and you know.
Roji.
Yeah.
How AFC is your age mate in not winning the league?
No. You value me. You value me.
I just said you're a young man.
No. That's said and done. We are talking about the question.
No, I'm just saying.
Those are 6.
Roji, are you not 27?
You can give me even 17. for the sake of this show, I'll accept 17. I remain a Gen Z. No, but that's it. And I think it is on a good trajectory. What
Sure.
I've seen in the last weekend.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not that top quality that most of the fans expected. But
Absolutely.
the positive thing about the derby that fans turned up in.
Yeah, sure.
And for Gor Mahia to generate
7 million.
7 point something.
Yes.
It could have been even 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But of course, because of some security lapses
here
here and there,
they
couldn't generate that amount of money.
Absolutely.
So some of the things we need to address as a country, as at the FA, the club themselves.
So, and maybe, Jimmy, just before Okumu comes in, remember there's a video Tony and Elka posted where guys were using a certain door, I think gate 7, jumping over, and the police were there. How can the police allow people to jump into stadium without paying?
Yeah, those are some of the things I've said they need to be addressed because, we still have those gaps. And if all of us try to make football a business, then we'll reap big. But if we don't empower these people and tell them exactly you have to do this, your duty, ensure things are done the right way, the club will feel the pinch.
And just to add on, I think there are two things to mention. First, to the supporters of these two clubs. We cannot say we are supporting these two clubs if you are not buying the original jerseys and if you are not paying tickets. You cannot say you're a fan of a football club. The only way you can support the club is by buying the ticket, by buying the original jerseys. But other thing to say, I think, give credit to Ambani because I've seen something different in FC Leopard compared to when Dan Shikanda was there. You understand? I used to see Dan Shikanda giving some outrageous promises. When you win the league, every player will be having houses in Nairobi. No. First pay these players. Leave alone the talks about giving them houses. The first basic thing is the motivation of players. And any employee, the best motivation is salary. You understand? So that's something that Ambani need to be credited for. And again, this week is like 1 year since Hussein Mohammed took over Football Kenya Federation, and we've seen some progress in football. You understand? There's some how do you call it? You can see there's progress. Talk about 7 million. When was the last time Gor Mahia got 7 million in terms of tickets even in Mashemeji Derby?
I think it's all about integrity.
Integrity, absolutely, yeah, sure.
Because looking the past few seasons, it has been difficult for these people to account the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That money has been there.
Yeah.
Coming out and saying you have
7 million.
7 million.
Yeah.
It has been a challenge.
And
sure. It is high time maybe we just embrace digital e-ticketing because
sure.
it has its own flaws. But the beauty about it, maybe it will not be 100%. Maybe it can be 97%.
Yeah.
So you'll just get minimal losses as far as monetary collection is concerned.
And you see, when you're saying that, it reminds me, Roji, when guys used to pay cash and someone would be waiting in a bar for the collection to go and drink the first part of it. You remember?
Exactly.
There's a whole team, people are collecting.
Yeah.
But the first 10 or 15,000, some people have ordered nyama choma, chicken, kachumbari.
Sure. Yeah.
So the moment the guys just earn that money like this from the gate, it disappears. And then now when they are calculating and saying this is a total, everyone takes like his 100,000. If there are 10 officials, 1 million disappears.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So those are some of the things maybe we need to change a lot.
Yeah.
Because talking about what Ambani has been doing in the Den, of course, there have been that issue of conflict of interest, him bringing his brother to be the head coach.
Yeah.
But people need to understand that Fred started being the coach during the previous regime. Of course, pressure will come in and he need results.
Yeah.
And now in that scenario, the Elder Ambani, that is Fred, will always be used as a scapegoat if results don't go FC way.
Yeah, sure.
But so far, so good. They are facing a very difficult game this afternoon, like I said, Kenya Police determined, because many people expected maybe he get spanked in the Mashemeji derby. That could have made maybe his last game as a
actually,
yeah, sure.
Because pressure was really there.
Yeah, pressure was mounting.
Yeah, was mounting. And looking at even the how the league has been so far, FC Leopards have only lost one game.
Yeah.
Throughout the season. But you ask yourself, where is the pressure coming on to Fred? It's because of his relationship with
the connection with the brother. Yeah, sure.
So it's somehow some political, and of course, time will come whereby maybe they'll say, okay, we need somebody else who can become there. He can be maybe
head coach,
so that to avoid all this
conflict of interest,
back and forth. But talking about what has happened at FKF 1 year old right now.
Yeah, sure.
Since Hussein and his guys took over.
Yeah,
there are some positivity, but we have also a long way to go.
Sure.
Talking about relationship, they need to give credit to government, because government has come in strongly into this regime. All things are happening courtesy of the government, because without money you can't do anything.
Yeah, sure.
And that is what Hussein and his people are reaping from. Because you see,
but just a minute. Somebody will ask, why was it not happening during Nick Mwendwa?
That's where integrity comes in.
Integrity comes in. But Nick Mwendwa was a con man.
Yeah, you can't justify that on air.
No, you're alleging. You're alleging, CEO. You're alleging. Yes. Continue.
Yes. So I think integrity is very key. Maybe if you are not good terms with the person who gives you the money and the resources, definitely it will be difficult for them to continue supporting you. And if the people who have to benefit from those resources, they're not feeling it, say the players who are always the key people in everything we do, definitely they know where you'll go. Because you remember back then we had these stories where players' allowances were delaying. It takes ages before they come out. Sometimes maybe flying out to go somewhere else to come up. Problem. Of course, we saw what transpired a few days ago, where the Kenya under-15 team was treated so badly heading to Uganda, because that exposed maybe the real scenario we are in, because we are always not planning things in advance. Because these kids going to Uganda by road, and then a few hours on, they're on the pitch playing. After that, maybe they're back. And then even prior to them coming back, there's nowhere to their transportation facilitation.
Allowances is not there.
And then they sleep on the floor shortly before they get accommodation, and then they're back on the road. You know, all those small things matters on this athlete, because these are future stars.
Absolutely,
try to bring professionalism while they're still young.
I think, Roji, what you're saying is that apart from the FKF, the government of yesteryear was also not into sports. Remember that the government of Uhuru Kenyatta is when the Minister of Sport and the PS were taken to court over those the Rio scandal, 2016.
2016.
So there's always a bigger picture to it beyond the team, because if you look at the number of the leadership then, and I've always told people, look at Ruto's leadership. He must have so many shortcomings, but sports-wise, he's the only guy who's come out.
He has ripped big time.
And has told his people, this is where we are moving. And he's leading from the front. But Uhuru Kenyatta and didn't build a stadium. Mwai Kibaki didn't build a stadium in 10 years. So 20 years Kenya has been without a proper stadium. And that's why 2 AFCONs were cancelled. Because
I remember even there's Chan.
Yes.
Chan was cancelled.
Yeah, because because of our presidency did not put money to what they were actually saying they would do. So their focus was totally different. Coupled with a football leadership which was also not up to the scratch of what we wanted. So we can see that the players really suffered at that time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In addition to that, mostly you have clearly explained it. And I come in on the angle of this facility has always been used as a cash cow for the longest period possible, because they have always been renovated. How much money I used to be used for renovation?
Absolutely.
Year in, year out. Same amount of money can be put together and built a new stadium.
Absolutely.
But that has not happened for over, I think the last stadium, it was the Nyayo. or was it Kasarani? I can't really get
Kasarani.
It has been all about renovation all the time.
But since then, it has always been about renovation. But
And
when
remember,
you go and see being renovated,
Yeah.
it can't be accounted for. Nothing has been renovated there.
and the other day I was telling people that the first president did not build Kenya Stadium. The second president built 2 stadiums. The third president, 0 stadium. The fourth president, 0 stadium. It's the fifth president who is building a magnificent stadium.
The National Stadium for that.
Yes, and what is your take on renaming it Raila Odinga Stadium?
Actually, I was one of the people who really advocated for that when Baba passed on. I think through my handles, my social media pages, I tried to push that, saying that I think it is high time Nairobi should have a stadium named after
Raila. Yes, sure.
Yeah. And luckily enough, maybe there are many thoughts. We had the same thinking, and they have come to fruition. And it is a very good way to remember Baba, because Baba was omnipresent in the stadium.
Absolutely,
He's always there.
I was always
and
there.
You know,
So-
his spirits, when he's there with us, people will be going to watch, maybe try to report the game, fun. You know, it just gives us that motivation. So it is a good move by the president to at least honor him.
I totally agree with you. He was ever present during these matches, yes.
We call it Grao or Rao or Rice.
The president said,
You know,
Raila Amolo
Odinga Stadium.
and let me tell you where I'm saying Grao comes from.
All right.
Grao comes from Great Raila Amolo Odinga Stadium. Grao! From top people.
And about the Rice
Rice is Raila Amolo Odinga
International Stadium.
International Stadium. So you either call it Rice or Grao. Which one do you pick?
We'll coin it, depending on where it comes from. We'll coin it the way it comes.
Absolutely. And yesterday I saw also Harambee Stars head coach Benny McCarthy was honored by the president. He was given head of state commendation.
Fantastic.
The same with the Harambee Starlets head coach Beldin also. And
Musa Otieno as well.
Musa Otieno.
For the longest period, I think he has served the country for, he was captain for Harambee Stars for 15 or almost 30 years. But nobody had recognized Musa Otieno.
And sometimes you wonder, why did he ask to take that long?
Even I think, was it last year, there was a campaign that came on trying to push for Musa to be recognized. I think, it was last year I saw it. Because guys on social media had started coming with those hashtags, trying to attract attention of those who are in power, so that at least they can try and appreciate what Musa had done. And luckily enough, it has come after that period. But you know, somebody of Musa's caliber, what he has done for the country is continue nurturing young players through his academies and clubs, and you just ignore him. It was really saddening.
Sometimes it's come with a goodwill, and sometimes it's people look at you. This is Charles Otieno, your political alignment and stuff like that. But give it to President William Ruto. He has tried.
No, we have to.
Really, he has really tried. Of course,
tried by the way.
He's really tried.
Sport, I think he has really tried. It's all about now the federations. They're the one that they really need to work with him. Of course, like I always say, we can't get it 100% clean everywhere. But those structures, from the federations to the ministries, they need to make it work easier for him, so that whenever he make a decision, it can be easily followed from the grassroots, so that everybody benefits. Because let's talk about football, or any other sport. It can't be successful overnight. You need to start from somewhere.
Absolutely.
Those structures are important. We can try and do shortcuts, but the end results will be.
Let's look at the long run. In the long run,
it will be short-lived, because you'll not celebrate it for long. But if you come with these structures from the grassroots, those people from the grassroots will benefit from. Because look globally, sports is a major employment venture for many people.
Actually, when the World Cups, when World Cups are happening, is the biggest sporting event, and that tells a lot in the world. Absolutely,
So if you invest into sports, many unemployed youth will get something to do. Because they'll be keep preoccupied. They'll do something, and they'll be earning money from those things. But if you don't invest into them, we are waiting maybe to happen at the national level. Only few people we are going to benefit from it. But if you started from Mashinani Kule, majority of the people.
And on the same thought, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Hussein Mohammed in 1 year in the office?
1 year in the office? 10 being the highest,
and 1 being the lowest.
1 being the lowest.
Yes.
I'll give him 7.
7.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody before I was coming here, Charles, a friend of mine who was also a sport pundit.
Yeah.
I was telling him, out of 10, I'll give this guy 7.
Yeah, he has not yet achieved, because what has
He's not yet achieved. So you're saying approaching, in the new system, is EE or AE?
the
A's to E's.
But 7 is not a bad number.
So that
out
one,
of 10.
so for young parents out there, he's meeting expectation. He's an ME.
Yeah, he has. But what I can say, and I'll stress onto it.
Yes.
Things have just fallen in place for Hussein right now.
A good presidential directive.
With a president with a good willing.
Support from the government.
Yes.
Yeah, and things are flowing. Let's start from Chan. It came. There's a lot of success story about Chan. Yeah. The team performed well, courtesy of State House. Because trust you me not, if President Ruto had not promised those boys money.
Yes. Maybe we could have had a different.
Yeah, that's the ban.
These guys were playing for money, my brother.
Roji.
It is a fact. I've played on that pitch. I've played on that pitch.
Yes. Yeah.
The motivation that can make you produce wonders. Yeah. That promise from the president pushed these boys. And that's why...
And somebody used to say, I listened to Faruk Shikalo, he used to say that sometimes the president used to visit them at night, in the evening. That was not being covered by the media. He said that the president used to surprise them. In the evening, they are told, we have the president's coming. You guys need to be here.
No, what I like about President William Ruto, and sometimes I cut him some flack because he does very many bad things. But sometimes when he does a good thing, he does it correctly. And about football and sports in generally, he's the only president who has honored these guys. Even the runners, when they come, the athletes, he gives them their dues on time.
Actually, I think he increases the money that athletes are being given. For those who wins gold medals.
It had already, was it when he came in office or prior to the last regime? Because there was that conversation whereby it had to go to millions. For 3 million, 2 million, 1 million, based on gold,
silver and bronze.
And bronze,
And it was just a matter of policy making and also make it legal. I don't know if it has already been legalized, because that was one of the issues that was derailing it. Because most of them had been considered as roadside pronunciation. But it need to be done legally. I hope by right now, I'm pretty sure.
I remember the last time he hosted them in the State House. He made some pronouncement that it's already happening. So I don't know whether it also requires a legal framework for it to be put in place. But he pronounced it.
It's the same scenario whereby you remember what happened with Chan, Harambee Stars, because whatever he was promising, he was giving out these players. It is not in the legal framework, so to say.
Budgeted for.
It was not budgeted for.
But
now you look at Harambee Stars, they got that money. But what about the women team? The Harambee Starlets. They have also done the same thing. They have qualified for WAFCON. But did they get the same amount of money?
No, they didn't.
They didn't. Maybe they got lesser. Come to Malkia Striker, the under 20. During that period, they also won the African tournament.
They did,
but the girls were not well appreciated. They also get crash an event and they got some small monies there. But now, now they trying to look at Harambee Stars. Harambee Stars are being pampered. Because football is a masses game. And
Absolutely.
Football and politics are always connected. So you have to gain, I gain. So I think based on that, you need to come with more even laws, so that if a team achieve this, a team sport achieve this, how much will they get?
So, and also, just to add on, Charles, before you say something, why can't other federation also put in their voices that if football is getting this, why can't we also, as volleyball, get the same?
I think also they like that what you have just spoken clearly about, maybe trying to know the channels,
the nitty-gritties,
know the channels on how to do this thing. Because like for football, 90% of people, when this thing is happening in Kenya, when it's football, they are following.
Absolutely.
Will know whether you keep it under the carpet or not. They'll follow and get the information. And once maybe such a things come to the attention of those who are in power, they feel like, wow, this thing is attracting a lot of attraction. Why can't you do this and this? Because we'll get mileage. The people know what you have done, and the players also will appreciate.
And I think you're right, gentlemen, because you see the football, if you have a good office, most of these organizations you're talking about, like after the demise of Mwangi Muthee, it was the volleyball association was which one? Kioni.
I think since his demise, I think
there's a problem.
A big problem.
There's a big problem in
leadership.
volleyball.
There is.
So, and you look at volleyball and you get Waithaka out.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
There's a problem.
You go to rugby and they have struggled after Mwangi Muthee left for a very long time.
Yeah, sure.
So, because Mwangi Muthee had corporate ideology and also could bring people in.
Yeah.
So, and these are people. Mwangi was a people's person. The media and everyone. He could bring you guys together, and that's when Kenyan rugby at that time as Sevens. Remember, Sevens was the biggest club team in the world and in Africa and all that because of Mwangi Muthee and Kioni because our volleyball did very well. And if you go to also cricket, it was the same when Indrajit Madharu was at leading it. But the biggest problem has been that the organizations have brought in people who are leading these outfits who do not have national prominence. Number two, they do not have relationships. And number three, they have operating in a cartel. So our cricket used to be the biggest in Africa. All of a sudden, we do not know where we are and where we are grappling.
Yeah.
It's either Nairobi Gymkhana or is it the Kenyan Cricket Board which is running it. If you go to this other volleyball and swimming, there are issues there. So we just need a clean broom to sweep our leadership and have a proper leadership. So for the president to work with them. I think that's the only way, because football is getting it right, but these other guys are still getting it wrong.
Sure.
So away from KFF and FKL, gentlemen.
I had one question before we move away from FKF. What's your take on Bandari? They filed the technical bench and the foreign coach.
It was long overdue.
What do you mean long overdue, Roger?
They were so quick at trying to bring the Moroccan, that's Mohamed Bourji, in the fold without maybe trying to understand what he's going to bring on board. Because he survived there barely eight matches.
Eight matches,
matches, only won once. Yeah. As a foreign coach, you need to
do better.
Value on the table, not maybe to try and make things difficult. Of course, it came in with the mentality try and change Bandari, trying to push away the experienced players who are not performing, trying to lift up the players from the youth team. And that, of course, didn't go well with most of the experienced players who felt like maybe the coach want to push his away. And, if players, the dressing room is not giving the support you want, you will get the results. And at the same time, he came in at the moment whereby Ken Odhiambo had been sacked, and then Kenyan legend in John Baraza had been given the chance to serve on interim basis. And he won his first match as interim. And it was not the first time that Baraza was having that chance. He had been there. He had coached Bandari, had done well with Bandari, and then they were not confirming him. And it was really sad, whereby sometimes these foreign coaches are coming into Kenya, they're just looking for something to uplift their CVs, but they will not leave value on these clubs because we have better coaches.
And that's beg the question. Are we rushing to bring the foreign coaches at the expense of our local coaches who can do a better job?
Those are deals. People are going to cut those deals. Charles just spoke about cartelism. It is happening. People go behind the scenes, cut their deals. If the local coach maybe is earning 100,000 or 70,000, so to say, that foreign coach will bring him 3,000 or 400,000.
With some outrageous demands. Five-star hotel.
Absolutely. And then out of that, maybe somebody will get like 10 or 20% from it.
Because
for the local
he's not
coach,
being paid,
if he demands that type of money, he or she will not be given.
So
we are overlooking the local talent, the local professionalism we have at the expense of people who can just come here to make money and go and leave us with nothing.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I think you guys have captured it very well, and I want us to go to Premier League. But before we go to the matches of the day, it's important for us to look at the Cameroon saga, Rogi, and also the playoffs, Okumu. Remember that DRC Congo is supposed to play to get into the final of World Cup, or they're knocked out.
Yes, absolutely.
But the most interesting story is about how Cameroon has two squads, a fired coach. They fired Abubakar.
Yes.
Is Eto'o a narcissist? Samuel Eto'o, a narcissist.
I used to like Samuel Eto'o when he used to play for Barcelona back in the days when he used to play under Frank Rijkaard, if I'm not wrong. But Eto'o in football management is turning out to be a very dangerous animal. The way he's running things, personally, I don't admire it. You understand?
Yeah.
And there are rumors in Cameroon that the reason as to why Samuel Eto'o doesn't want Vincent Abakar to be included in the AFCON team is because he might break his record. You remember, 56 goals for Samuel Eto'o, and of course Abakar is on 45 goals. Those are 12 goals shy of the Eto'o's record. Because if the coach has seen that the player is good enough, so as a president of federation, what's your problem with him? Because by the end of the day, what the coach wants is a result, and the coach will pick players who can give him result. So I really don't know why Eto'o is bringing a lot of drama, and they are in a very tough group. They're in a very tough group.
I've seen.
I think they are with Cote d'Ivoire.
They're playing Gabon in the opening match.
Who is not an easy team.
Yeah.
So you wonder why is Eto'o becoming
the drama
bit dramatic?
Yeah. And it is quite interesting because look at Coach Mark. He was
Bryce,
yeah. He was handed the contract by the government.
Yeah.
So by the Minister of Sports.
Yeah.
So for him, he feels his employer is the government,
which is true.
Yeah.
And not Samuel Eto'o.
Yes.
And these two people have egos, full of egos.
Yeah.
Mark has his own egos. Eto'o has his own egos. So they can't work together. So who has to go? And Eto'o sacked him
and appointed another coach.
Yeah, David. I think David Mpagor.
Pogu.
Yeah.
David Pogu.
Yeah, he appointed him.
Pogu.
Yeah, Pogu. So David is preparing a squad to go to AFCON barely 2 weeks or 1 week ago.
1 week to the tournament.
Sure. And then Mark is also calling the shot. Mark has said, I'll have
Vincent
Onana in my squad. Erika Mopitongor, the former Bayern Munich midfielder.
Choupo-Moting, yes.
And then he'll have Vincent Abakar in the squad. Because he feels these are leaders in the team.
Yeah, sure.
But on the other side, David has been told by Eto'o in quotes, these people, I don't want them in my team. So I have to have my own squad. So it will be really interesting to see how it pans out, because you can present two teams in the
same tournament, absolutely, yeah, sure.
That's quite outrageous. And, already the world is looking at Cameroon FA as a confused association because they don't have a direction. Where are they headed to? Because barely a month ago, they lost a chance to qualify to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Cape Verde, who went as number one. And then in the playoff, they lost
to DRC. They lost to DRC Congo. So I remember the 1-0. They lost 1-0. Yeah,
so
sure.
It is just confused, whereby you are missing chances because your house is not in order.
And other sources are saying there's person to appoint Mbuemo as the new captain. I understand those rumors are there. That it's supposed to be the new captain.
Why Mbuemo?
Because it's from Manchester United. Are you happy?
I knew that was
coming. Are you happy?
But in all honesty, if you look at this group of Cameroon, is Group F, where there is Cameroon, there's Gabon, there is Cote d'Ivoire, there is Mozambique.
Yes.
These are strong teams. And once you are going to in a tournament and already the house is not in order, is you are like one way. Already, it's like you're giving yourself to defeat because the house isn't in order, and this thing is going to play in the player's head. You need to understand that.
Yeah.
There are players who are going to be pro Samuel Eto'o. There are players who are going to be pro the coach that is sacked. And already the team's divided. So what are they going to do on the pitch? And people used to say that Eto'o used to come up with a lineup for Rigobert song. I'm now starting to believe if all these dramas are anything to go by, I'm now convinced like he used to come up the starting 11 for Rigobert song.
Eto'o feels like he's the coach.
Yeah.
He's the even accountant.
The president.
He's the president. He's everything. But maybe he feels things are not being done the right way. And this being his second time as the Cameroon FA, I think he should have already learned the ropes because he has played for the national team. He understands how things are happening.
Sure.
If you have to change, that means people around you are also enjoying your leadership. Don't bring this confusion because at the end of the day, it's going to cause more trouble for this team. And remember, they never did well at the previous edition of World Cup.
Sure.
So this was a good moment for them to bounce back. But with this confusion and the group they are in, I think they'll need miracles.
This begs for a question. Do elite African footballers who aspire leadership of these federations, looking at how Eto'o has been leading, do we have to be cautious with them? Because we thought these are the people who have played a game in the highest level and achieved the most important results in their careers. And we thought when you brought them to the helm of African Football Federation, there'll be a major shift and uplifting of these national teams to the European standards or to South American standards. But what we are seeing is that it is ego, infighting, and disaster.
You know, at this point in time, Eto'o is becoming a bad example and maybe justifying why Cote d'Ivoire didn't vote for Drogba.
Yeah.
You remember, people were asking why was Yaya Toure against Drogba running for the presidency of Cote d'Ivoire in terms of football leadership. And now, if you use Eto'o as an example, and you know, it's something that is funny enough. I remember some years back when Eto'o used to play, there was a time that the Cameroonian government failed to pay players allowance, and they were in certain tournaments. So Eto'o had to chip in and pay the allowances for his teammates, so that they could train and play. So with all that experience, I expected a better leadership from Samuel Eto'o. But now it's turning to be a different person altogether.
It's a mad.
You know, there's this cliche whereby they say maybe not all good footballers can be good
coaches.
Yeah. And vice versa.
Even good coaches.
And good coaches. And it's just coming to pass because you look at those people who are not so good on the pitch, they turn up being good managers and good officials when they're given that chance. So you can't be everything in your life. At least there's something that.
So are you trying to say that Ghost Mulee, who was number 2 Kenyan coach, goalkeeper, and was a very good coach, took us to AFCON 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, you see.
You know Ghost Mulee?
I know Ghost Mulee.
Yeah.
The 2004.
2002.
2004. We were in Tunisia, or where were you in 2004?
Tunisia, and it was a courtesy of the late Reinhard Fabish.
Yes.
Yeah, it was during that moment where Fabish had left, and then Mulee came in. He was, I think, Mulee's Fabish assistant, if I'm not wrong. Already he had the structures, the players that he's going to use during this tournament. Just the same scenario that, let me divert a bit, the same scenario we have been witnessing at Anfield, whereby Slot came in, got Klopp's project, and he has used it throughout the season
to win the league.
But come the following season,
everything is falling apart.
Absolutely.
So are you trying to say his project, and we go to Premier League quickly then? Brought us there.
That's where you're headed to.
So, shortly, because you've just Liverpool, we start there. Where you've gone to the Scousers, they're playing Brighton. Will they get the second win in 10 matches in Anfield? Because they're at home.
Brighton is a very tricky opponent. Very tricky. And they are playing a very high-profile football, if you look at them. Slot, I think the one thing that Slot has done positively, adding to this game, is making peace with Mo Salah.
Very important.
You understand? Because they already had enough on the pitch issues. The last thing that Liverpool needed at this point in time is off the pitch issues, because on the pitch already is enough. He has made peace with Mo Salah. It's a matter of finding out whether he's going to be the starting 11 today or whether he's going to start from the bench. But I think it's a good thing that he's back in the team, and I think the harmony part of it now might be there in the dressing room, because it's part of losing the dressing room. Once you are not in good terms with your star player, the other players who also might start thinking otherwise, you know. But after winning away in Champions League, beating Inter Milan 1-0, I think they might be buoyed to go for victory today against Brighton. But it's a very tricky opponent.
So now, Mohamed Salah is on the bench.
The same bench that he was crying about.
Yes, so he's now, and I'm just looking, let me tell you how that lineup looks like.
All right.
So that we agree.
Okay.
Mo Salah is on bench, as we say. So Alisson Becker is in goal. They have Gomez, they have Curtis Jones, and they have Kakes in the defense. And then, of course, in the midfield, they have Szoboszlai, McAllister. Konate is still in defense in left team.
All right.
And of Gravenberch. And of course, forward line is Van Dijk. I didn't mention him. He's in defense. There's Florian Wirtz. And of course, the head, actually, Ketike is leading the line. Defensive midfield is Gravenberch and Jones. And of course, McAllister comes to number 10. So Konate and Van Dijk, the two calamities in the middle of defense, are there. And then Gomez on the right back.
Oh, yes.
And Kake is on the left back. So that's how that lineup looks like. But now, the other lineup, Brighton, the way you say, is always a very difficult team to beat.
Yeah.
Because they have Van Bruggen, they have in goal, they have Van Wiffer, Van Heck, Dunk, and Kodioglu on the defense, Baleba and Hisselwold in the defensive midfield, Minte, Gruda and Gomez attacking, and Ruta. So this Brighton today, because before AFCON...
Is Danny Welbeck in the starting lineup?
No, but you see that they have to play these African players before they go for AFCON. You can see Minte is there and Baleba, and they're going for AFCON.
Yeah, sure.
So I think the guy is saying, let me play these guys. You don't risk Welbeck this time because you'll need... There are 3 matches coming without these players.
Yeah. So just looking at that squad, I think the two teams are looking to at least gain more points because they are tied on 23 points. So whoever wins the game will go to 26 points, and you understand the difference is not big between them and those in the top 5.
Sure.
So they have to ensure they get something from this game. But previous matches, of course, it has been a closely contested match between the two teams. Goals have always been there. But of course, we like it or not, the talk will always be Salah because Salah is the man of the moment. He has helped Liverpool win a lot of trophies.
Sure.
And he has broken a lot of records with Liverpool.
Sure.
And him starting on the bench, I think for the 4th consecutive match, it's a big statement from Arne Slot. Yes, we have made peace, but I'm still the manager. I call the shots.
I think one of the problems that Arne Slot is having with Mo Salah is that he doesn't track back enough. And one of the Liverpool's weakest point this season is the back line. When they go to attack, they have attacking threat, but when it's come to defensive wise, they are too weak. And Konate, and people have been talking about Konate making a big mistake, but if you look at the kind of goals that Van Dijk has been conceding, look at the goal against Sunderland. He gave away the ball, the opponent got the ball back, then he is turning his back, somebody is striking the ball, and you are turning your back. The ball was deflected in the net. You understand?
That's why I call them calamity.
They're really missing the service of Alexander Trent because
absolutely
that guy was phenomenal because you couldn't.
It's a long ball range.
Yeah, you couldn't feel his presence on the pitch. But his exit right now has exposed the Liverpool defense, not only the defense, also Mohamed Salah, because he was the one who was feeding Mohamed Salah with those passes and those crosses. But since his exit, Salah has turned things upside down. And also the death of Diego Jota, also that hit them big time. Because if Jota would have been alive, trust me, that was an X-factor player. The person who could change the game any moment. But such type of player is no longer in Liverpool. They are struggling. And also that person who can push the game till to the end is something that maybe Slot is trying to come to terms with. He went in the transfer window, bought players that he wasn't deserving to play.
Absolutely.
Just in the defense.
And let me just bring you guys to what you're saying. So you've talked about Jota. You didn't talk about Luis Diaz.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
As well as Luis Diaz.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Sure.
And then the question is, the person who inherited Luis Diaz's shirt is Florian Wirtz. Massive pay, 130 million signing. Pounds, not even dollars. The highest player pay. And the amount of money, is he a round square in yellow hole?
No, he has not lived up to the billing so far. He's not yet, because we expected him to come and try to bring that type of performance he was doing in the Bundesliga. But the Premier League is totally different competition, so physical, and if you don't think fast, definitely have to be punished. And that is exactly what he's doing, because he has taken a long time to settle, and is coming to affect Liverpool. But at the same time, speaking about that, like I've said, they went to signing players whom they didn't deserve to sign, even allowing Diaz to go to Bayern. And then the death, of course, of Jota. Those are the players, of course, they should have tried and maybe replace within, and then go on the back line. Because you have seen the two calamities, that is Van Dijk and his comrade, Konate. I think Gueye, the guy whom they failed to sign on the final day of the transfer window,
Gueye.
Crystal Palace
Defender, captain, yeah.
captain. That was the game changer. If they had gotten that guy, Liverpool would be at the top.
Charles, there's a lot to talk about in regard to Liverpool, but I think there's top of the hour already.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But today, since we don't do news,
All right.
since we don't do news,
Okay.
we will just move on to our next game.
Okay.
Apart from that Liverpool match, there are other couple of matches, and the Goons are going to play today. Later, but let me not talk about the Goons first. Let me talk about Chelsea and Everton who are coming up.
Which goons? Let me confirm the goons.
The Goons must be probably it is referring to the Gunners, probably.
I know him.
Chelsea, it's funny. It's
Chelsea Everton.
It's funny that Maresca won the Premier League Coach of the Month for November.
Yes.
They did extremely well in November, but they have been so poor in December. They have been so poor. They lost to Atalanta. They drew with Bournemouth, their last Premier League game. They lost to was it Leeds? They lost to Leeds. They drew with the Arsenal. I think their last victory in the Premier League came in that was in November, right?
Yeah, it should be November.
It's November.
It was against Barcelona, 3-0.
In the Premier League, maybe? It says
Premier League.
it's November.
It's still November.
Still November.
Away to Burnley.
Away to Burnley. I think what Maresca is doing, getting wrong, he keep on rotating the squad a lot.
Gambling
He's like a gambler.
Yeah.
You understand? You wonder, why are you putting on bench Estavo? Why are you putting on bench Garnacho? You're playing some funny kids. What is the name of those kids? Is it Gittens or who is that?
He's trying to copy it from Arsenal Arteta. That's why he keeps on rotating.
But Arteta has a squad depth.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you look at the squad depth of Arsenal, they are mature players.
Absolutely.
Chelsea has a squad depth.
But
Comprised of kids.
Yeah.
People are still learning on the job.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
understand?
yeah.
Because when their star players are still kids, somebody like Cole Palmer is still a young player.
Yeah,
Estavo is still a young player. Garnacho is still a young player. And those are their star players. Maresca is rotating too much. That's the main undoing of Chelsea. And I hope today he can come up with his best lineup for this game. But Caicedo is still out. Serving the last
so
game.
let me give you the lineup so that you see what you're talking about, that he does not just do what you've said. So today his goal is Sanchez, number 2 is Gasto, number 3 is Kukurea, Fofana and Chalobah in the middle of defense, and then James, as usual, takes
it's a holding midfielder.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
And Fernandes, of course. And then the attacking midfield is of Pedro Neto, number 10, Cole Palmer and Garnacho on the left wing, and João Pedro leading the line. So you can see the team is the same way he played the other day, but now he's facing a very difficult team in Everton, because they have Pickford, O'Brien and Mykolenko on the left and right, Tarkowski and Keane in the central defense, Ghana and Gueye in the defensive midfield, Ndiaye, Drewsbury and Grealish in attacking midfield, and Barry leading the line. Same formation, 4-2-3-1, both teams, and it's interesting to see whether they can crack each other.
I think today Maresca has tried in terms of his lineup. The only player that I wish he could have played is it Estavo?
Estavo.
Yes.
Estavo.
Yeah, I think
Estavo is always very
Brazilian.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the young Brazilian deserve a chance today in this game.
Yeah.
But generally, I think it's a good lineup.
Yeah, because actually the last 30 home matches, I think they have not lost against the Toffees. So Toffees isn't a difficult team for the Blues, but they have one tactical and a very
He's a good manager, understand the Premier League well.
David Moyes, he can just decide to wake up with you and frustrate you completely.
Yeah.
So Chelsea have to come up with all the arsenal they have, so that at least they can bounce back to winning ways. Because if they manage to get that win against the Toffees, definitely they'll be closing that gap on the leading pack, and it's time for them to do so before some of the players maybe before we go to the Africa Cup of Nations, because that will be the best moment for them to show their title credentials.
Absolutely. It's also worth noting the difference in terms of point is 1 point between Everton and Chelsea. So if Everton win today, they go above Chelsea. If Chelsea win today, I think they go above Crystal Palace, who are sitting fourth. So Maresca has to win.
Yeah, he has to do everything.
He has to win today. Yes.
Because even looking about that points, if they win, they'll go to 28, right?
Yeah.
That is fourth position, like you've clearly said. And that is 28 points. They'll be like 5 points behind Arsenal. That will not be a big point difference.
Yeah, sure.
I think they'll be still in the Champions League slot.
And you know what's funny? The last time when Chelsea was playing Arsenal, they were somehow being touted as title contenders. they had shown some
consistency.
Some consistency. You understand? But now they are way. It's like they are now 8 points behind Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
So Maresca today is have a very rough run of games, and he needs to get 3 points.
We hope that he gets 3 points, but 8 points is not so long a match against Arsenal because Arsenal will always.
The elephant can come down.
Yeah, anytime. So there's no problem there. There's no problem there.
That elephant, it's on diet. It's no longer heavy.
It's no longer heavy. The elephant is going to the gym.
No, it's going to the
It's
gym.
going to the gym.
It can't collapse any moment.
It will break the branch of the tree.
No, not this season. Look at how Arsenal has been actually. You know, we need to give credit to its due because it has been a process. And Arsenal, the current Arsenal is not the Arsenal of the last 4 years or 6 years. When you have the players like Pamatasaka in that defense, you have the player like Francis Koulibaly.
Maitland Niles.
As in those type of name. Pamatasaka was top player, but now you know he played that moment where you had the likes of Drogba. Yeah, you can't handle that particular moment. But the current Arsenal squad, I think they have invested a lot the last 4 seasons, and I think this could be the year of glory.
It should be. It should. On paper, it
Listen,
should be.
gentlemen.
It should be.
You are running ahead of your time. The game is played on the pitch. Is it the same Arsenal I know?
What about the same Manchester that I know?
We'll discuss that in the second part of this show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a break. When you come back, we come with Arsenal. Because the match for Arsenal is coming much later, and of course, the Burnley Fulham. We'll come back later.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's discuss later. Of course, DJ Black Gypsy, Twende Kazi.